You said I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, we have. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 98. We have no clue what we're talking about. I literally hit up Griffen like 3 days ago, and I was like, "You do a podcast?" I had like no guests lined up. This is like the first time in a while where I'm just kind of like, I think after Europe, I just like,
You wanted to chill out.
I'll get back to it. Like I'll actually hit. I really want to get this MMA fighter dude in Charlotte. I really want to get him. Brian Battle. He's mutual friends of mine, and we've talked, but like it's so hard to get him booked, like because he fights and he like on the side he's a jiu-jitsu coach and all that shit. So it's like so hard to book him.
I don't know who he is, but how good is he?
Bro, I gotta show you him. So he is. So he made his way. Brian Battle. You guys should definitely search him up. Also, Griffin's here.
Hey guys.
Thanks for doing this. So Brian Battle, he's let's actually search up his specific stats, but he was on the the Ultimate Fighter? Mm-hmm. You know how like back in the day they had that show and like if you make it through that, he's one of those guys who like made it out of there. He's a Charlotte native, so Charlotte's his hometown. You better not fuck this up. He's 10-2 on UFC record or MMA record. Wow, he's like almost our age. He's only 3 years older than us. I didn't know that. Weighs 100. He fights at 170, and UFC came to Charlotte May 13th, and he was the opening battle because he's a homegrown native. First fight, knockout in 14 seconds.
Oh, wow.
He knocked that motherfucker out, and he was the underdog. He was not. Whenever you bet on like the prelims, it's hard to determine who the real underdog is, because it's like anyone can, it's at that same level where anyone can kind of win.
Yeah.
Dude, this motherfucker, the other dude just came like right in. Well, bro, I'll just show you. But do you watch UFC?
Mm-hmm.
I love UFC.
I just don't know like statistics. Like people are like, oh, this person's 19-1 and the other person's 20-0. I'd be like,
Well, the thing about UFC too, though, is like records don't matter that much. And not like boxing. Boxing like matters so much.
yeah. I was excited. I wanted to go to the one in Charlotte, and I almost got.
I almost did too.
But like, then things got busy, and I was just like, all right, never mind. But they're going in somewhere in Florida too sometime soon.
Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be lit. Hold up, let me put this. I'll just show you. I don't even have to show the camera because I feel like I'm gonna get copyrighted.
He's from here.
He's from Charlotte. From Charlotte, very specifically. And yeah, he does jiu-jitsu. And like, I don't know if they grew up together, but they did jiu-jitsu together with one of my fraternity brothers. So there's an ad right now, but I'll show you in a second. It's so fast too. It's like one of the.
It's like the video game UFC fights that you run in. Superman.
That shit. I had one of them. Ultimate Fighter. I think like, what's the most recent one?
I don't know.
Like 4 or something.
It's
so hard, bro, to fucking play, especially online. All right, look at this shit. So just started, right? Hold on, let me make it. Oh, don't do this to me. Do not do this to me. If you do another ad, I'm gonna fucking cry. Why? Alright, well, we're gonna wait. But do you follow any fighters? Like you're a fan of?
I used to follow like the older guys. Like I always
like Liddell?
Like Chuck Liddell.
Oh, like classics.
Griffen, you know what I mean? But like everybody hates on Conor McGregor. I liked him just because of
he was so entertaining.
Yeah, he just did stuff. You know what I mean? He kind of made it like WWE, but real.
Yeah, well, he brought so much money to fucking UFC.
You know he failed his drug test
recently.
Yeah.
No way.
So he won't be able to fight, or at least that's what I saw. On
do you know what type of drug?
Oh, steroids. Like he popped for PED.
But what type of? Do you know? I'm curious. Because there was like a lot of people were like, Greg Doucette was talking about how like, if this is legitimately his body, then I don't know if that's...
No, like he had the chance to go to get tested for the USDA Drug Administration or whatever.
Alright, so you can't hear it right now because it's linked up to that. This is literally like 5 seconds just started. And he knocks him on the 14th second. Instant. Like the fight just started. And he just knocked him out.
He's from here?
Yeah,
he looks so familiar.
Yeah, you probably seen him, bro. He's from Charlotte. I mean, you know what's crazy about UFC fighters too? That they don't get to see? Unless you're the top dog or anything like that, you're not making bang. He got lucky because he got a bonus from that knockout.
Yeah.
So if you get a bonus in the UFC, which I think it should be higher, but if you get a bonus, you get 50K. Regardless if you're the top dog or a little dog. If it's fight of the night or if it's a great knockout, he'll give you 50K. But to him, that's a fucking lot of money. But to like, if you're thinking like Francis and Ngannou and stuff, like 50K is like,
Yeah, you're like,
like you
it's
can
like,
give
really?
me a lot more. Yeah, that's why he left.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou.
But now he hasn't gotten a fight. Nobody wants to fight him.
Yep. And he just signed a deal with it's a weird deal. It's like you can still fight your own, but you're gonna fight for us too. With I think it's one or it's either one or Bellator. I could be wrong. I don't know. Dude, don't press it.
No.
Okay. You know, sniffing everything.
I know. He's like, what's going on over here?
I can't believe you grew up with 6 cats.
Yeah, dude.
But you're a dog person more.
Oh
no?
yeah, I love dogs. It's
What's
not
your ideal
necessarily
dog?
I'm against cats.
What's your ideal dog?
If
You had
I-
unlimited money, any dog you want.
Unlimited time is really the scenario.
That's true.
Because I gotta be able to train it. But I would love to have either like a German Shepherd or like a Husky or something. But
I wanted a husky for so long, but it's just so much maintenance. Husky's one of the toughest.
yeah, I kind of like the Malinese now too. But it's like it looks like a smaller version of a German Shepherd. They're military dogs, police dogs. They're good dogs, but like if you don't have the time to work them and train them and actually
they're
go out and do
cute.
stuff, they're just too hyper.
Wait, are those like the drug sniffing dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the cop dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are cop dogs.
Yeah. Like when German Shepherds started like kind of going away, they started using those dogs. I think because they're more athletic. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
I'm terrified of those dogs.
why?
Not like if they're cute, like I'm hang out with them because they're mostly cop dogs
They're
or military dogs.
They're like you have to bite train them. Like
Yeah.
you have to actually like help them.
Dude, you know what's nuts? I was on a Tinder. We were talking about Tinder earlier. I didn't even take her on a date. I was matched with a girl, and I don't know what happened. It fell off. But her profession, like we followed each other on Instagram. Her profession is like dog training, right? So I'm thinking like, sit, like all that. No, it's like military style, where like they wear like the suits and then like they teach them how to bite and like all that. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? This is nuts. And like they hit him, but not like. It's weird though. It's like, how can you hit a dog? But it's not like harmful. It's like
Well, I know people that wrestle their dogs.
weird.
Like, and dogs just take it. Like, they just will be in headlocks.
That is
You know what I mean?
I want to. If I had an ideal, like I could. They're so expensive, but if I could pick any dog now, I'd probably get a Shiba Inu. Those Japanese dogs, the Dogecoin dogs, them shits are so cute, bro.
Dogecoin
Those
dogs.
shits are so fucking cute.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of dogs
Expensive,
that I would want. I would need a yard, or I would need to run with them. And
What's your game plan with Livingston long term? You staying here or going elsewhere? Well, you're going to EMT school, right?
No,
How sure is that?
Not.
Okay, you're just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just to do something.
Just always want to learn.
Yeah,
Fucking
I
nerd.
just want to do other things.
Jeff
But
Nippert,
I mean, I like my job now, and I have time to personal train and stuff. So that's pretty much what I'm focusing on.
How many hours would you ideally want to do personal training a week? And then how many hours would you want to do something else? In an ideal, not like right now.
If I was like think in 20 years,
Yeah.
I'd want to do personal training.
20 years, motherfucker, we gonna be old.
Nah. In 20 years, I'll be
I'll be on TRT.
I'll be like-
Probably got 2 kids. What do you think about
I'll be
kids first?
45, you know what I mean?
You probably would.
I don't know. It depends on how safe you are.
I believe in abortion rights. I can't say anything. I'm a guy, but I'm trying to think. Maybe I don't know. I feel like marriage is you, but I don't know about kids. It could be either of us. Because I feel like you probably are not in a rush to have it either. I'm not in a rush.
No, it depends on if the right thing happens. You know what I mean?
You gotta be. For me, it's about situation and person.
I just want to
and
be able to
situation.
afford
That's what
my
I'm saying.
kids.
Same thing as a dog. It's like
Yeah.
you got to make sure you're like you got a yard for the kid. So
Yeah.
they run around. I gotta train the kid. Come on, bro.
And now I don't know too, like schooling and stuff. Like I'd want. The
Yeah.
more I'm getting into stuff like that, like I
Okay.
think I'd want to homeschool it. To be honest.
Let's say we both have kids in the future, and we somehow I probably won't be here. I'll probably be in Charlotte or something realistically. But let's say we're both here. What school would you pick for your kids? Like if you could pick like any.
If I
In the
had the
town.
option, I'd probably homeschool my kid.
Really? You have the time for that shit?
I don't.
I
but
can't.
I. Dude,
I'm so dumb, bro. My kid will be dumb. Like, they're just gonna be good at like
But-
podcasting and YouTube shit.
But like the thing is, I was actually just talking about this to my family the other day. It's schools have gotten rid of so much stuff. Like there's no more workshop. There's no more like computer classes are kind of going out the door. There's no more like economics. There's like it's just
there was no economics. Economics there wasn't. Not during our time. Was there? Who?
I forget his name.
There was a class for that?
Yeah.
But it was an elective? It had to have been, because I never had it.
Probably. I can't remember that. It wasn't like
it should be required.
But yeah, like, dude, if my mom didn't teach me how to write a check, I wouldn't.
Oh, no one knows how to write checks now.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that we should do.
Checks, yeah, but I think the most important thing that I don't know, well, I'm sure the government doesn't want this in public schools because whenever there's winners, there's got to be losers, is credit. And like that stuff, like that's so important.
Yeah, dude. Like they don't teach you real life stuff. Like, dude, let's be honest. If you had a hole in your wall right now, could you fix it?
I can.
Okay.
I can because my dad taught me that.
All right.
Because sorry, that's a touchy subject. Yikes!
Oh no.
No, what you're saying.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like your parents are teaching you this stuff. So like, just think about if they homeschooled you, what you could do, and then the stuff that
they have the time for it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But like then the stuff that they don't know, like math classes or chemistry or biology, that's when you outsource and you get a tutor or get an online class. Like online classes are everywhere now.
School overall is overrated. I will say the one factor of going to public school that is important that we can't take away from home is like interaction with people.
Oh yeah, the socialization.
Especially now. Like think about how less it is now.
Yeah.
Already.
There was a do you know who Nick Bear is?
Yeah. He's from
BPN. He's the guy from Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Military dude.
Mm-hmm.
Military dude. Yep.
He just had a podcast the other
He
day.
does the
talking
Murphs
to a guy.
challenges a lot.
Oh,
I watched one of his things.
He does
there.
like ultras and
Yeah,
stuff.
he does like nuts.
Yeah,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, I've seen. I know who you're talking about.
But he just did a podcast the other day with a guy who's worked as a private school teacher, public school teacher, homeschooler. Okay. He has made his own school for kids, and he now teaches teachers essentially.
Wow.
But like he says, if he could choose himself, he would homeschool his kid because there's so many different ways to have like cohorts with kids. So like if you're homeschooled and I'm homeschooled and Cloud is homeschooled, then we can all go somewhere together.
Do stuff and,
you know what I mean?
have seen that. Okay, here's the one benefit of dating a lot. You get to interact with a lot of different people, especially younger. Like, because I usually date younger than me. I've dated a few older than me, but like doing that, I met a lot of homeschool people. They're usually pretty weird though. Socially wise, I mean they're cool. Like they're just a little bit more.
Yeah, like I don't think I'd actually want to homeschool my kid. Like me personally.
Oh, like hiring someone.
Yeah.
Like, if you outsource, then yeah.
But like
it's a lot of money though.
Hopefully, I'll make more money.
I feel like my setup would be I would put them in private elementary school. Probably. I don't know a good private school here.
Yeah, but see, that's the issue. Like, if you think of a good school.
High school, they would go to North. No, not anymore.
It's hard, right?
I just call it Miss Carper. Like, yo, how good is Northern now?
But see, like that's the thing. Why do we have to question that?
You want to hear something crazy? I went on a date with a couple of dates. We fell off, but I went on a date with a girl that had Miss Carper because she's like 21 and she's like at app right now, and she's 21 or 22. And she said, yeah, I graduated from Northern. And I was like, oh, wait, so like, when did you graduate? I was like, hold up, let me do the math. And I was like, wait, did you have Miss Carper? And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, we have Miss Carper. Because I knew she went to Northern right after.
Dude.
Crazy, small fucking world.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I think the whole teacher situation is weird, right? Like, the way this guy put it in perspective is like.
What do you mean by weird? Like, trusting them or?
In a way, like, I respect what teachers do full-fledged, but at the same time, like, you're expecting these teachers that went to school, a lot of them, not all of them,
are on
a lot of
fans.
them.
I have seen that.
But they went to school for 4 years. They went to a university for 4 years.
Not all, but a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of them went to school for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
get out, and they teach your kids, right? So they obviously have education, but they only have 4 more years of education than a senior does. You know what I mean? And they're the ones that are creating the path for the next generation.
High school is a tough one because that's what you're specifically geared towards.
You know what I mean? Now, if you're going to school longer, and some teachers, yes, they do that.
I think the problem stems at pay too. Like,
like
the same thing with cops. We have shitty cops because we're not paying them enough. Mm-hmm. And if you pay higher, any profession, then the barriers of entry can be higher. But our barriers of entry are low because teacher doesn't pay much. You pay like 34, 30.
Yeah, and then, but like, then and this is obviously up for debate. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But then you have the whole thing about teachers being off for
summer
and all the teacher work days and the holidays and spring break. And again, like, they get a lot of time off. Granted, they work a lot of hours and they work hard.
Let's see how many days they get off. I'm actually curious. Days off for NC teachers. Number. Let's do a guess. What would you guess? I'm gonna guess.
How many days off?
Yeah, including summer.
Including summer. I'm gonna say 4 months.
What the fuck? Really? I was gonna say 2. Okay. All right. So yours is 4 months. Mine's 2. So that's 60, 120. Okay. Let's see. How many vacation days? No, not vacation. How many days do teachers work? Must have a minimum of, in North Carolina, 185 days. So you can choose to work more, but you have to at least hit 185. So you are technically more right than me.
Yeah, and so that's...
Yeah, because that's about half.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the minimum, though.
Yeah.
Minimum, because half of 360. Yeah, that's half. You have to... Minimum is working half the year.
So, and I don't know, when you put it into perspective like that, you're like, wow. Granted, again, they don't get paid a lot.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
And then you
I
think
feel bad
about...
for, like, the tough schools. Like, you go, like, the impoverished schools, and you have to deal with that. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. And, like, we don't really see that much. You know what I mean? Like, think about, like, New York and hard schools in California.
I know, dude.
And Chicago. And, like, you know what I mean? So,
it's like those movies we used to watch. But now it's... I'm almost curious if we, like, let's say we got a fucking machine that we can, whenever we want, we can change ages. And, like, let's say we go back to, like, 16, 15.
Yeah.
We go back to high school to see how different it is now. Like, not just Western, but, like, high school in general. Like, because I'm like, all right, now technology has improved, but everyone's on their phones. Like, we were on our phones, but this is probably even worse. So, like, I'm like, how do teachers deal with it now?
Well, that's something else to think about. Like, teachers are fighting the whole AI, ChatGPT, and
yeah.
But, like...
That too.
And then you think about it like this, and Max Tuning actually was talking about this, but one of his guests said something. It was like, okay, if you don't want them to use it, I get it because you want them to work and study and learn it. But in the real world, they will be using it. So then you're not teaching them what they will be using.
Anyways.
So it's like, which devil do you play with?
Bro, I would be the fucking goofiest teacher. So I'd like teach them like life shit, like obviously credit and shit like that. But I would teach them how to cheat. Because, I mean, that's practical in real life.
I mean, but, like, think about it. Like, if you're not allowed to use the stuff that you're supposed to... Like, dude, I used to hate...
It's more about principles, though.
I get it, but, like... And I get to a certain extent, but, like, I had tests in math class my junior year of high school...
I love that.
...where it was like, you can't use your calculator for this.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. And you know what's funny? When have we ever done that now?
I always use a calculator if I have one available for anything.
And the system is almost built in a way, and I know it's not the teacher. It's not the teacher's fault.
No,
it's the system's fault.
Yeah.
So the system is built in a way where you scold a kid for not knowing something, right? Because you got a C or a D, and now the parents are mad, and now you're in a cycle where like the kid now feels devalued over something that he's probably never going to use. It makes sense if you were going to be a mathematician or some shit, but like, what are the odds of that? Or an engineer?
And then that plays right back into what I started with we got rid of like wood shop. We got rid of like the food class. We got rid of the computer.
Wait, we got
class.
rid of the food class?
Yeah, dude. Like, they
I
don't
love
have
that class. Miss Martin's class,
like
back in the day.
Like,
I made Kool-Aid.
and just think, if they still had that class, if they even do still have that class.
Yeah, no one can make Kool-Aid now.
Well, they only have it for one semester.
True.
And then they're done. So, like, if you wanted to be a carpenter when you grow up, why are you in school?
Yeah, no, so, okay, well, elementary school makes sense.
Yeah,
To know all the basics. Middle school somewhat makes sense, too.
Yep.
It's the high school.
Yeah.
Because
high school is also where they stop implementing those classes in.
But here's the thing. Average 14-year-old, I mean, not average. If you take two 14-year-olds to two 18-year-olds, which is the ages of high school, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to vary so much. You could have a dumb motherfucker that needs to be in high school because, like, he needs to learn more. Or you can have someone who's like, no, I'm going to be a YouTuber or something. Or, like, a fucking personal trainer or something.
Dude, and that's a college course now.
Yeah, well,
media
a lot of
influencer.
people, when you ask kids nowadays, so when we were younger, when we were in elementary school, they would say, like, oh, what do you guys want to be when you grow up? And you would write it down, you put it on your star or whatever. I think, like, there was a study on this, like, our age group and the one above us, so, like, all the millennials and stuff, I forgot it was, like, pop star, it was, like, things like that, like, pop star, doctors, random shit.
Astronauts.
Yeah, like that. And then now it's streamers, YouTubers, social media influencers, things like that, because they notice that's lucrative. It is a funner job.
You get to essentially do what you want, but
I should start a course.
You should. You probably make money.
Yeah.
All those, hey, you want to make your business $500,000 this week? Come take my course. Like,
it's like a fucking bullshit course.
Yeah, and all these people, you don't even know if they have their own business. They just say that they can teach you how to run a business.
All courses are, well, not all. Most courses are pretty fucking stupid.
It's a weird cycle that we follow, but at the same time, like, in 20 years, we're not going to have plumbers. We're not going to have auto mechanics. We're not going to have...
I'm going to argue against some of that. I will say, so stuff that can be automated, we won't have, for sure. Like truck drivers. Truck drivers eventually will be automated. I find it hard to believe that plumbing will go out completely.
Did you hear about the California tax thing that they did for truck drivers?
What, is it good or bad?
I think it's bad because
Why?
it's just going to be more expensive for you and me because we don't live in California.
Wait,
so
why?
they basically like bubbled themselves.
Okay.
So California, they don't want diesel trucks going into their state lines. And I don't know if it's passed yet, but it's been brought up.
It needs to be a state thing. Or not a state. If that was the place, it should be a country. Then.
But here's the thing. There's ports, right? So so if truck drivers are making deliveries or...
So it's like a tariff? Like we have to pay more to go?
Kind of not really. But they don't want diesel trucks going into California because of the emissions.
Yeah.
So they want electric cars only. Well, not every single company in the world that goes to California is gonna be like, oh, okay, we're gonna.
Also, electric trucks are pretty new. Like 18-wheelers.
Yeah, and so they're like, oh, we're gonna want that, and it's like, okay, well, if I don't do it, what are you gonna do? So they either have to make the time for one of their electric vehicles to meet them at the state line, give them the deliveries, so they're stopping. They then have to stop, take the time to unload and load, then take it into California and or vice versa, right? Load it into the trucks. And if they don't and they do go across state lines, they get like heavy fines.
Wow.
And so
the world of EV is interesting.
Who are the fines going to hit?
Yeah.
Whoever's buying the product. And the time for the truck drivers to do it, it's going to be us too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing that I think is...
I don't think... Okay. I get they're trying to be trailblazers for it. Like, they want to be the first.
Yeah.
Which I understand. That's tough, though. That's tough. AV is good. I don't think you can do it with trucks yet, though. They're just not ready for that.
My thing is, like, I don't dislike electric vehicles. I love your Tesla. Yeah. I think it's awesome. But at the same time, like, I don't think gas-powered vehicles should go away.
It's the same argument as guns to me. It's like, as much as I would want a world where there was no guns or everything was EVs, it's impossible because we're too deep into it. So, like, if you were to take out gas now, it would fuck the economy up. It would fuck a lot of jobs up. It would fuck so like Tesla, right? An example. I have no maintenance on my car except for 2 things, and that's done every 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Tires, and I think they like check the battery,
Yeah.
and that's it. So that's it, right?
And what happens to the battery once it dies?
Oh, so I will tell you that is a different thing. But I was gonna say, like, think about the jobs that are gone with maintenance. Think about the jobs of like, if like in a world where everything's EV, that's tough, man.
Well,
but then
and then
again,
think-
you
and
get
then think
jobs
about
in
it.
EV plants. So I'm like, I don't know. That's a tough
Well,
one.
if you had to maintenance a Tesla and you go to maintenance it, now there's a new job. So you can argue that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a whole cycle of arguments that you can be
Yeah,
made.
and it's
politics, bro.
It's one of those things where it's like, which argument's better than the other, and it's not.
And that's why people get paid to make these decisions, not us, not politicians, but well, some politicians.
Depends on who you ask.
But so with batteries, so I had this, I had to research this because I was helping my sister. She drives a Model Y, and I was helping her get an inspection, right? So, which is also nuts how they inspect Teslas. It's super fast. They just put the VIN code in, and then like it just processes.
Oh.
It. They don't actually have to go in the car, which is so weird. They only go in the car to test like your like shit like windshield and shit like that. But that's it. Because
Can't be tinted
the machine like tests the brakes and shit for you. Like you don't have to touch anything. Which is I don't know if that's true. Like how really I don't know.
I don't trust that. That just makes me nervous.
Yeah, right. So the guy was he was like, well, he wanted to get his son a Tesla at some point because he really wanted one, and he was like, well, how do the batteries work? And I have done research. So the batteries are made to last the lifetime of the car is what it's expected, but it's going to naturally deteriorate over time. So the rule of when you have a Tesla is the natural charging limit is actually at 90%. They never tell you, they advise you against charging it to 100%. They said charge above 90% if you're going on a long road trip planned and you really need it, or emergency situations. Because if you it's the same thing with the phone, which I didn't know. If you charge anything to 100% over and over and over, it'll be faster for it to deteriorate, right? So if you were to charge it, perfect conditions, 90% over, I think it starts at 5 years. It'll deteriorate a little bit. You'll lose a little bit of mileage. Like, so it'll go from like, I get like, at 90%, I get 280 something. It'll probably go to 280 over after 5 years. And then after like another 5 years, it'll probably go to 270, 275. So it's not a lot. But then let's say if the battery is like shit, or something happens, or you charge it to 100% or something, you can replace the battery completely. Depending on the state that you live in and depending on the labor, it ranges from, let's check the price. Battery replace costs. Because you can do that. That's the only thing in the car that so depending on the state and where you live and what car you have, it's $5,000 to $20,000.
Okay.
So think about how much it costs to replace an engine. You're like,
yeah, but then go about this. So then we were just talking about gas emissions, right? So where does the battery go?
What do you mean?
Because it's a special type of battery. I forget what it's called. It's like
so the battery of a Tesla is the whole bottom of the car. Is pretty much mainly the center.
Yeah, but so like when you throw it away,
right?
What?
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this is a whole nother thing that a lot of people don't talk about is it environmentally a pro or a con to own a Tesla? And I had to do research before I bought one
because I don't know. I just hear all the stuff that everybody else hears.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I would like to be the guy who just like bullshits like Tesla's super good for the environment. It's not super good. It is better than a car. So how it works is when you build a battery and how you dispose a battery is they use
because part of it can't break down, right? Like there's a part of the battery that doesn't break down.
Tesla battery.
So at some point in time, we're gonna run out of room if the entire world were to have EV cars.
It is made from nickel and cobalt. Cobalt is what I was looking for. Cobalt is not good for the environment. The mining process of cobalt. Now, there's a whole long ass video. You guys can all search it up on YouTube, like long, multiple videos where they will assess how bad is it emissions wise versus driving a gasoline vehicle, right? So if you were to buy a Tesla right off the bat, it's way higher than a car, regular car, emissions wise. But once you drive it for 3 to 5 years, it now levels out. And every year that you drive it for that, it completely succeeds.
Yeah.
Because gas is really bad for the environment. And so if you're willing to own the Tesla for multiple years, it's going to be way better, long run. Even with the new battery, it will still be a long run. Immediate, it's probably worse than if you were to get a brand new, like, normal gas car. And that's why there's like hybrids and there's like a whole world of that. So it's long run, it is good for the environment because that nickel and cobalt that you're getting, the efficacy of how we get it is also an argument because there are like child like mining everywhere. So that's a different argument. But overall, it is still better than how bad gas is. Because there's so many things that go into a car part that we also can't dispose in a car, regular car. So like that's also the argument too.
So like truly, if we're thinking about it logically, which the world is not logic.
It's money.
But
money based.
It should really just be 50-50. Like we should have almost an even amount of both.
Now here's the thing with 50-50. What Elon dreams is a world full of Teslas or EVs because of the safe side of driving. Because then fully auto driving cars, if everyone has fully auto driving cars, it's super safe.
Well, why can't a gas powered car be fully auto?
They're trying to be. They're trying to be.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
At some point.
I don't know. That's going to be an interesting.
Because gas powered cars can park for themselves.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting, dude. I don't know. And then like you got to think about like both sides. Like, is Elon just trying to make more money, but you got to think about big PP is always trying to make money.
When Tesla first came out, it was like the starting base model was like 28.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
Yeah. Well,
and you can find
counting inflation
base model for a gas powered car for like 17.
Yes. So starting base, I feel like his goal is to get it to a lower level. I feel like that's obviously the goal, but it's tough with inflation, how much these things cost to make and shit. So I don't know. I know that his profits from Tesla goes to SpaceX. Yeah. Because that's his real passion. Yeah, it's like weird shit. Yeah. Because SpaceX is private.
And the brain implant thing.
Yeah, that's part of Neuralink.
Yeah.
Neuralink.
I will not be the first person.
You won't be though. You can't even be. Because the first people that they actually are building it for is people with Alzheimer's, paraplegics, and dementia. Because it's to connect, to learn how to use that, and then also keep your memories, which is and like in that sense, I say we should experiment. Because if you could cure dementia, bro, when I have dementia, I want to have that shit. I probably don't want to have it our age, that's too risky. But if I'm fucking 70, dude, I only got like 20 years left to live. Let's fucking send this shit,
dude.
bro.
Yeah. It's
scary though.
Yeah, it gets into the weird like
movies, iRobot, all that shit. Like,
speaking of that, did you see the green dot that was found on some planet? It was, I think, Jupiter maybe.
Wait, why? No, I haven't.
It was like on the news this morning. I saw.
Yeah, keep going. I'm gonna search it up.
There was a green dot seen from one of our like ships or satellites or something. And it's just a random green dot.
Caused by a lightning bolt. There's a lightning bolt up there? The fuck? Wait, so there's lightning. Wouldn't that mean there's rain? Or maybe not? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I think that they have said that there's rain on other planets.
Do you think, like, generations beyond us will actually colonize another planet?
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit's nuts.
Yeah. I think, have you ever seen the show The 100?
I know about it. I know, like, the planet.
You mean to tell me you've seen Game of Thrones?
He's seen it all. Well, dude. Don't compare it. It's more of a teen version because there's a lot of like hot teens in it. You know, it's like a if you like put a drama mixed with like a Teen Wolf. You know, like because everyone's fucking hot and young. I know how it is.
They came out with a Teen Wolf movie.
I haven't seen it yet, but I watched a lot of Teen Wolf back in the day.
But no, the 100 was basically like that, and they the Earth went through like a crazy thing,
and there's certain survivors,
and then they basically sent up people into some ring spaceship thing to live for like 100 some years, and then they sent 100 kids down because they were.
Who's the guy? Who's the main actor? Is it Miles something? In Ready Player One.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Is it Miles? fuck, what's his name? Because there's a space movie that is fuck. This is bothering me. Ready Player One. Ready Player One. What is his name?
I'm bad with actors.
Ty Sheridan? I would have never got that in my life. Okay. Wait, is that his name? Wait, maybe I'm thinking of a different guy. Anyways, there's this fucking space movie. Actually, let me see if it goes on his IMDb. There's a really interesting... I don't think I would ever actually sit through the actual movie. I think it's called Voyagers. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. So, wait, what's the reviews? Oh, yeah, it's terrible reviews. So, I never really watched it. It's called Voyagers. I do, there's this YouTube channels that you can watch movie synopsises where they it's 10 to 25 minutes where they tell you the whole movie plot, everything that happens, but summarized. And I do that for movies that I don't really care about. Like, I don't care enough to sit through 2-3 hours. I just want like a quick...
I'm a big movie guy. I would watch those.
I am too, but I don't like bad movies, bro. I like some bad movies. Horror movies.
I've learned I don't like comedies because
I love comedies, but not the modern. Modern ones suck.
I don't like any comedy now.
But now.
Yeah.
Okay. About.
Like the old name some old ones. And
We're the Millers was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like see that was the last
age. I don't
age.
consider that old. I worked on that movie, by the way.
Worked on?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
My uncle was a caterer for the movie.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Yeah, I got to.
Where'd they film?
Wilmington.
What? Why? I was in school there. That's crazy.
Yeah, Canon Arts. You can see them.
Oh my god, that's fucking cool as hell. That's awesome, dude. I didn't know that.
I got to meet Jennifer Aniston.
What? Dude, that's crazy. That was what, 2014?
Yeah, she was a very nice lady too. Like
Yeah.
she was like.
She's a baddie, bro, for her
She
age.
was sweet. She gave my brother a hug.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a hug.
Emma Roberts.
Honestly, baddie.
She was like.
Bitch?
Yeah.
I could see it.
Like big
I
time.
could see it. She looks like a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about girls like that? When I was young, those were my dream, like, ideal type, right? And then as I got older, I hate those girls. Like the sorority kind of bitchy looking ass girls, you know?
Yeah, it's like you have an attitude for no reason.
Yeah, I like tatted and like just non-judgmental white girls. Well, all girls, but mostly white.
Yeah, the world is a funny place now.
Yeah, it's so varying. It's vast. There's so many different subcategories now.
Yeah, and like where people like used to be very almost secretive. Yeah. People aren't really secretive.
Yeah, everyone's open.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
But do you like that or hate it?
I would say I like it as long as you aren't upset with the outcome of the other person you are talking to. If you can accept the other person, then we're good.
Yeah.
But like, if you can't learn to like agree to disagree, or like agree to like you got this and I got this and you got this, then like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
just don't judge.
Yeah, like I don't care that you have tattoos. I don't have any tattoos. I would love to get a tattoo. I don't have one, but
these are getting more accepted. But old people don't know how to fuck with them, bro. I wear my old white lady and they're like, the fuck is this dude got?
But like, I mean, again, that's the older generation.
Yeah.
But like, if someone my age came up to you and be like, why do you have? That's rare. Why do you have those tattoos?
I'd be like, are you Christian?
But like that's the thing. It's
or
like
Mormon. You go back into that. We should do a Mormon podcast. Oh, we gotta get someone on that's Mormon. That'd be nuts. Me and you just talking about Mormon shit.
You know somebody?
I do. I know a couple actually that all hit me up after that podcast, which is nuts. We're just goofing. But I do want to see the Book of Mormon though. Let's see.
Oh, I do too.
So this movie is the concept's interesting. The movie probably delivery was terrible, but essentially, so what happened is they're going to colonize this fucking. This is spoiler alert, by the way. It's not that great a movie, so it doesn't matter. But voyeurs, they're going on a long trip to this planet to colonize the planet. They never specified if it was Mars, whatever, right? But the trip is gonna be years, like on this spaceship, right? I think it says 15 or 16 years. So they planted everyone in there is babies that are in the ship, right? But there is one guy who sacrificed the rest of his life because he's like older, who's gonna be their mentor.
Dude, I feel like that's like every one of those movies ever.
Yeah, and then like they get older and they try to overturn this guy, and then they end up killing him. But plot twist, there's an extraterrestrial being that's in that bitch. And then there's a war of factions too. Like one group, it creates a group of teens that like, and then like there's a little like not rape, but like a little essay stuff that goes on. I'm like,
yeah,
what
so
the
like
fuck?
that's like the 100. That's like what's the movie that Chris Pratt's in?
Space movie?
Uh-huh.
He's in a space movie? He's in everything, bro. I don't fucking know.
Chris Pratt's he's making
killing
some
it.
money.
It's the Jurassic Park and MCU hit. Like once you made it, bro.
Yeah, once you've got that.
You're deep into Disney now. I didn't know he was in a space movie. Passengers?
Yeah.
With Jennifer Lawrence was in it? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And it's basically described like he woke up from his hibernation early or something. And now he has to like communicate back to Earth, and it takes like 100,000 years to send a message back to Earth.
So every fucking movie is the same now.
I mean?
War Dogs was good. That's a random movie. I just thought of that. You ever watched War
Oh,
Dogs?
is that the biker gang movie?
No, bro. You never seen War Dogs?
I don't think so.
War Dogs is fuck. What was the guy in Wolf of Wall Street that was funny as fuck? And super bad. I'm blanking on him. War Dogs. This is when during his era when he was like chubby. Jonah Hill.
Yes.
It's Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. Okay, so this one actually had Miles Teller, and they're this movie's fucking sick. If you haven't seen this, you need to watch this. So they were homies in high school, and one was like kind of a good kid, and one was always kind of like a rebel, right? And they lost contact. The guy who was a good kid, he's now like a massage therapist guy or like a masseuse dude, and he like people will ask him to like jerk him off and stuff. And he's like, I'm good, and like I'll pay you extra. Like it's like California shit, you know. And he hates his life, and he's married to like a baddie, bro. And which is funny because this girl, the actual actress, didn't know English, and so she faked knowing English to be on this movie. The whole story. Yeah. So she studied like before saying the scenes, like how to say everything. Like she had someone like tell. It was nuts. Yeah. It's just a nuts story. Now she can speak English. Yeah. But anyways, so in the movie, he randomly runs into his old friend, and his old friend's making bank selling drugs, right? But you know what else he's selling? Guns for the military and for both sides. Yeah. And so they're known as war dogs. Like they're the undercover guys who sell like the illegal yeah. And so they get into that business, bro. That shit gets crazy, son. You would like that.
And that's like a real thing. Like people do that.
Yeah, people don't know about that shit, you know? A lot of good movies are like that. I'm trying to think of other great fucking movies. What's the last good movie you've seen?
Last good movie? Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
I do not count it.
That's crazy.
I don't think it was that good.
That's such a hot take.
Oh wow.
Well, you've watched more movies than me recently. All the movies I watched recently sucked.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I would probably say. That's the last good movie I've seen.
Yeah.
What's
the last good comedy you've seen?
Oh god.
Yeah. You know, I watched We Are the Millers for the first time like a month or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. That was a good movie. It's on Netflix, so I was like, all right, fuck it.
I really don't know, dude.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? You can't really make a good comedy anywhere.
Because everybody's too sensitive.
Yeah. I know.
Like.
I've done stand up a couple times.
I know. I was excited for you, but like I like Jim Carrey. I liked like those kind of
Jim Carrey.
Like Dumb and
I like
Dumber.
some of Jim Carrey's, and I did like Dumb and Dumber. So you like slapstick?
I guess.
Slapstick, like kind of like situational humor too.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's not forced, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See what you're saying.
Like
I like Crew.
When I go to a movie to see a comedy, I'm expecting that they're trying to make me laugh. Like if how like sometimes like I didn't really like the last Thor movie, but
that was so forced, dude.
But the goat thing, the screaming goats,
that was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah,
it was random.
That was funny,
and it just happened. And so you're like,
Thor Ragnarok 2 Ragnarok was funny.
Yeah,
that one was actually funny.
Yeah, and so like stuff like that, I'll laugh.
Okay,
that's why I don't think I like today's comedies because everything is trying to make you laugh.
There was a really good movie. It got scrapped. The idea was genius. It was a Jamie Foxx movie. He was a producer. It got scrapped. It was called All Star Weekend, and I was really getting hyped up to watch it too. It's about Jamie Foxx and a group of misfit like friend celebrities, but they're playing different roles.
Yeah.
Try to make it to the NBA All-Star game, but a bunch of fuck shit happens. But essentially, they had to scrap it because it's too fucked up. Like it's like the humor would be. It's just too messed up. It's like there's like blackface in it. Bro, you remember Tropic Thunder?
Yes. What was the who's the guy who played in Step Brothers? Will Ferrell. What was his basketball movie? It was kind of like that.
Wait, no, you're talking about Jackie Moon.
No.
Oh, there was a movie like that? Another basketball Will Ferrell movie?
So put into perspective, me and my mom went to the movie theaters, and the first 10 minutes was so
fucked up.
That we went and we left to go into another movie. Because
was that bad?
I mean, again, I'm 9 going into a movie with my mom.
It only says Jackie Moon.
It's got Will Ferrell.
Well, that's the only one that's popping up because that is the famous one, Semi-Pro.
Yeah. Semi-Pro.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
That's not the same plot, but that movie's fucking nuts. I love that movie.
We sat in there, we just started watching. We were like,
yeah, that movie's hilarious. That movie's
started.
fucking goofy. That was the best era of comedies, bro.
It's just fun.
Late 2000s. Bro, you know what movie I watched for the first fucking time on an airplane and going to Europe? And everyone hyped this movie up, so I was like, there's no way it's gonna be that good. So, you know how you said when everyone has hyped up something, you don't want to watch it? Mm-hmm. Almost that's how he said that with anime and Demon Slayer. And I was like, that was the same way with this. But then I was like, it was on the screen at the airplane, and we had a 3-hour flight, so I was like, fuck it, Zoolander. That movie is fucking so funny.
Dude, I love Zoolander.
That fucking face, bro.
Borat.
Borat's funny.
To come to me,
the first one's funny.
Dude, all those.
Yeah.
You
can't make those anymore. Even the newest Borat was.
I think it's gonna come back.
It'll eventually.
I think it'll start because people are understanding. People are understanding that maybe we are being a little.
I feel like the world cycles, just like fashion.
Oh, yeah.
It cycles. It'll come back, but it's gonna come back in a different way. It's always does. I miss Tropic Thunder. Dude, when I watched Tropic Thunder, I didn't even know it was Robert Downey Jr.
Really?
Because I didn't know him yet. Because he had the only movie I had seen at that point was Iron Man with him in it. So I didn't put two and two together. He looks completely different, bro. And that came out right after Iron Man.
You know he gave Chris Evans a car after.
I did not know that. That is sick.
Because Chris Evans like cars.
Good for him. He got gifted an Audi because Marvel's sponsored by Audi.
What?
Yeah. But dude, fucking Tropic Thunder, I always remember this scene. And I went on a I was with a date. I think it was a Tinder date, and I was trying to show them Tropic Thunder. She's in the newer generation, Gen Z. She just couldn't. They just can't get it, bro. They can't get that humor. Yeah. It's just too fucked up. He comes up to the actual black dude, who is this rapper guy in the movie, and he's like, the black dude said the N-word, right? And he goes, "What'd you just say to me?" And he's obviously not black. He's playing an actor that's taking acting too seriously, so he gets pigmentation just as a satirical joke. And he's like, they started an argument. He daps him up and pulls him aside. He's like, "For 50 years, that word has enslaved all kind." And I was like, bro, I'm in fucking tears.
Dude,
Robert Downey Jr., bro.
White chicks.
A lot, bro.
You know what
and
I'm saying?
Dude, that was a classic, dog. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
And now you have and no offense to Taylor, but Taylor really likes Crazy Rich Asians, that.
I haven't seen it.
But to me, it was
I'm a bad Asian.
funny. You know what I mean?
I don't view a movie like that as so much of a comedy. It's more of an experience to there's a lot of Asians finally in Hollywood. That's cool. I would watch it for that. I wouldn't really watch it for. I watched everything everywhere all at once finally.
Oh,
because we talked about that.
Yeah, I tried.
Oh, wait, I thought you were the one who told me to watch it. Oh, okay.
I think we may have mentioned it.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty good.
It was on Apple TV or something the other day or something. I saw it advertised, but yeah, I try and get out. Have you seen the new Netflix show that's coming out from the Game of Thrones creators?
What? What is that?
I can't remember.
I heard about it. I'm not gonna watch it.
Why?
Because fuck them. They ruined Game of Thrones.
No, you gotta watch it.
They ruined Game of Thrones.
Dude.
Dave and Dan, whatever the fuck their names are.
They haven't ruined anything yet because technically they're still making shows.
They ruined Game of Thrones so bad that they left Game of Thrones. They rushed Game of Thrones season 8 because they got a brand deal with Disney to do the new Star Wars trilogy, the next one.
Which sucks.
No, the next one.
Oh.
They were supposed to be the one. They got fired from it because they got so much hate, like so much hate that they got like people were saying like, bro, if Star Wars makes this, we're not watching it. I was one of those. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I love Star Wars. I'm not watching anything.
Like, what did you not like about the ending of Game of Thrones?
Griffen, I can't believe this.
Again, I like to play devil's advocate. So.
All right. First off, there was no source material because the books were still being created for season 7 and 8, right?
I get that.
So, starting at season 6, they had to come up with their own shit, and that's how we figured out they're terrible writers. Because up to season 6, or 5 to be specific, everything was book material, everything George R.R. Martin already wrote, they just had to turn it into a great show, which was great. Everything was amazing. Season 6 started falling off. Battle of the Bastards was amazing, though. So that redeemed it. So season 6 was fine. Season 7 is where it starts, and season 8, bro. Dude, first off, how are you gonna hype up the ultra villains? Spoiler alert: ultra motherfucking villains being the fucking Night King, and there's no fucking battle with the Night King. Not a single battle with him. Jon is supposed to battle him at least once. Like, dude, they hype since the moment that Jon saw him. Like when they looked at each other, and the guy was like, oh shit, this guy can actually like fuck us up. They're destined to battle. Never fought. And he gets him getting murked by Arya, that's cool. I like how that started. Like that should have been. That's fine. Leave that alone. But the whole fucking Bran becoming the king too. Bran's the dumbest motherfucker in the whole show. That was boring.
Yeah, I didn't like him becoming because he's the what do they call him? The third eye or something?
Yeah, the third eye Raven. But like when they ruined Tyrion's character too, because he had such a great role, and then they sidelined him, and then at the end he goes, the next king of Westeros should be the one with the most stories or something like that, and like has blah blah blah, and then they turn around and it was Bran. I'm like, bro, this paraplegic ass motherfucker is gonna be the king of the get the fuck out of here.
Wisdom wise though, it's smart.
I don't give a fuck. I would never follow that fuck. He's a paraplegic dude.
But he knows the most.
I don't care.
And you said the Arya Stark thing was cool.
That was cool.
I would say yes, but no, because again, there was no character development after the fact she left.
Okay, so that's another thing. That's another thing that they messed up. They sped up Arya way too much. She was teleporting everywhere. She went from fucking the.
She went to nowhere, wherever that place is.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, she's back in Westeros, cutting old dude's neck off. And then now she's in the fight. Okay, I have a lot of things too. All right, well, let's talk about the fucking.
But hold on, let me pause you because
yeah.
The fact that you're getting so worked up about it
so
means that they did their job.
No, because look, think about Breaking Bad, right? Perfect ending, great show. What?
I don't know the ending. I'm on my season 2.
It was poetic in a way where like. I can say Breaking Bad is my top 5 solidified show. Game of Thrones was number 1 for me for so long, and because of how it ended, it has dropped tremendously.
Did you like the whole Jon Snow and what was her face?
Dany?
Yeah, like that whole situation.
So here's another thing that is connected to all these problems, the pacing. Everything was so fast. It just doesn't make sense anymore. If they actually span the time to actually create that relationship, create the downfall of Dany. Dany went from one episode being nice to one episode being a bitch. And then another thing, they contradicted themselves. Because during the battle of with the fucking Long Night, right? They said that they wiped out all of her horde. The very next episode when she battles Cersei, her whole horde is there. That didn't make any sense. And also the Starbucks cup was rushed. 7 seasons, they've never done some stupid shit like that. Have you heard of that? About the Starbucks cup? When they released that episode, there was a Starbucks cup.
Oh, I did see that.
Dude, that's proof that they didn't give a fuck about this season. They just was trying to get it out so they can go to do the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then the Cersei and Jaime ending. Pointless.
I know this doesn't really matter.
Stupid.
But like... and everybody's gonna say, I want to see more dragons. I want to see more dragons.
I don't really care about that.
Like, I just wish that like they would actually make sense to what they're doing now with like House of the Dragon too. Like,
what do you mean by that?
They're saying that these dragons were from a different location, and that's why they all look different. And then, like, the dragons that are actually in House of the Dragon are different because they are from
It's before.
the eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but so are you gonna tell me that there's these other dragons somewhere else? Like, where's that?
What do you mean? I'm trying to.
So
Okay,
like,
so
the 3 dragons that Danny
yes,
has, they all kind of look similar. You know what I mean? Like there might be
different sizes.
but like they're basically the same dragon, just different sizes.
Well, they're all siblings though.
They are, but so are some of the other ones in House of the Dragon. Like,
Maybe.
dude, what's his name?
I don't think they are.
What's the brother's name?
The people are actual siblings, but I don't think the dragons are siblings.
They're eggs, and they're coming from the same like.
I'm trying to remember. The House of Dragons thing because I know for sure.
I'm just saying, like, how is like what's the big one? Is it Baeleron or is that?
Oh, the huge one. You're talking about the massive Earth one, the Earth one.
The ginormous one.
Yeah.
And then you have what is his name? Damon.
Damon's
Damon's
badass.
little snaky thing.
Yeah, it's
like
so sick.
Like you have that one, and then you have that one, and then you have the one from Games of Thrones. Which
So
I think would be cool if there was like more of a.
So I think I would, if I were to argue, it would be that I'm guaranteed that those eggs are all from one mother. I'm pretty sure the other ones aren't related.
Like I saw one time somebody saying, "Oh, well, Danny's dragons all look the same because they were born out of magic instead of."
Oh no, I just think because they're siblings. I don't think the other dragons are siblings. I think 2 or 3 of them might be, but I know Damon's is not related to the big Earth one. Like they're all complete because they've at that point in House of Dragons they weren't extinct. There's dragons all around. You just have to find them and it was really tough to find because there was that one episode where that one dude literally went off to find a dragon. Like he went off, or Damon, I think, or something to find a dragon, and that dragon was just hiding in this cave and shit. So like these dragons are not related. They're just at this point there was a world of just a bunch of dragons. So you could just like from different households, from different bloodlines, and then at the end of House of the Dragons, which we will get to, I think, in a few more seasons. This is only based because I know from the books.
I'm an idiot because I don't read the books.
I don't read the books, but I read it all on YouTube, like the synopsises. Okay. So in the books, the Dance of the Dragons, which starts in the next season and will probably end in season 3 or 4, is the whole battle of all the Targaryens and all the Blackfyres. So Blackfyres is also Targaryen, but they're like the bastards and they are rebel against them and all that. It's gonna be a crazy bloodbath and like a lot of dragon fighting. Like dragon fighting dragon. And because of that, they went extinct. Because they all fucked each other's up. And there was only like, I think there was only like 1 dragon after or some shit. And then like Jaime kills the Mad King and his dragon. And so, or something like that. And then the world was extinct of dragons in Game of Thrones until they found out that they thought that there were just 3 eggs crystallized. But then Dany walked in the fire with them and they were like, oh shit, these are actually fucking dragon eggs. Like they're still alive in there. And so that's that.
See, and that makes me want to have like another Game of Thrones thing.
They are.
But it's like.
It's gonna be wild though. Snow. You know about that?
Yeah. But like, I feel like they're gonna try and do some like Lord of the Rings BS to it, like
the newest Lord of the Rings thing, because that shit sucked.
No. Like they'll start having all these different kinds of creatures and like, you know what I mean?
Well, they had a lot in the Game of Thrones though, like the giants.
At the end, and
midway, yeah.
And I think that's where you, I think, are right where they rushed it, because like now all these things are coming out of the woodwork. What were those little elf things from the tree? The children.
Children of the Forest.
Yeah, like.
So that's another point of why Dave and Dan, the writers and producers, were so bad at. They didn't give enough backstory to everything because they rushed everything, and then the things that they fucking did do, there was no payoff. Like the Night King is supposed to be the coolest motherfucking bit. Like since I saw him, I was like, yo, this is gonna be nuts when they meet up.
When they made that new dragon, well not new, but the dead dragon,
bro, nuts. But then they kind of just ruined it though. Like the scene where he blew down the wall, that was sick. I'll give him credit for that. The actual episode 3 when they fought the battle, most of the battle was actually pretty cool. It was just really dark. But most of the battle was cool.
Yeah, dude, I was watching that in my bed on my computer, and I couldn't see almost
Yeah. So if I were to do it again, I would have mixed it. I would have had the Battle of Cersei first. The Night King is the ultimate battle. Then there's an episode or few episodes after where you take your time showing that Dany's gonna be bad, and then Jon kills him.
I can see that.
It's not that the actual story is wrong. It's just they did it wrong. Like just how they did it. It's just
The development.
bro. I was just so mad. Like one episode they're like fucking uncle fucking, and then next episode
It got weird real quick.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't even know what's going on.
Because she's his aunt.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It was like, all right.
Half aunt. Half aunt.
And House of the Dragon are kind of weird too, but.
Oh, the Daemon and the little girl shit.
Like
they actually fuck, and they have
like
kids.
they got a little weird in that too.
Well, I mean, it's normal in that world.
Yeah, in that world.
In Targaryen way.
Targaryen world, not the normal world.
A lot of the shows got scrapped that they were gonna make, but Snow is still on board. They got greenlit, so I'm hyped for that.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, are they gonna do it Game of Thrones style where there's gonna be multiple character development and it leads up to like a grand story where you finally find out the main characters, or are they gonna do a linear story where they just follow Jon, where it's just Jon's story and then their side characters, kind of like a Witcher.
I would say that.
I think they should do that because it's different. It's like, oh, it's something new. Because even House of Dragons is like, you're following this, you're following that, all that.
Yeah.
What's their names have confirmed that they want to come back. Brianna Tarth and Arya both have confirmed that they want to go back for Snow.
Well, that's good.
So that's good. They need them.
Yeah. Dude,
They need Sansa
they
too.
need they need like remembered faces because if they don't have that,
They better fucking have the redhead dude.
Oh yeah.
The most fucking funny ass, and he better fuck Brianna Tarth, bro. That has to happen. They would have the wildest kids.
Oh. Boy.
They're like tall, like fucking. Like,
I just don't know what it would be like because what do they defend now? They're just.
So apparently, the story takes to start where Snow goes to the wall to rebuild the Brothers of the Night's Watch. Now, anything can happen. What I would like to happen is there's a new villain I don't want them to restart the Night King because they fucking ruined that. So I think there should be a new land that's untapped even further north, like further out, that has a new villain that is like fucking badass.
See, I just don't want them to be like, let's bring in all these giants and like different.
I think they should go back to what they had and like get deeper.
I think too. I just don't want them to start bringing
New shit.
Crazy stuff.
Do you remember the fucking the one dude with the group of people? This was earlier, season 2, 3, that ate people.
Yeah.
That shit was badass,
like
bro.
stuff like that.
That shit was nuts. Well, any last things? Oh, the submarine. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, y'all know about this submarine shit? You know more than me.
I just was they just found where like.
So, can you tell me the beginning though? Like, it's like this thing.
Some billionaire guy.
Yeah.
Wanted to have the submarine to go see the Titanic.
Okay.
So it's
Ironic.
Yeah, it can truly only fit like 4 people, but they're fitting 5 people. It has a toilet in it. It's being controlled by a PlayStation controller.
No way.
Bluetooth controller. Like that's what they're using. So
That's nuts.
But basically the billionaire said, all right, let's do it. First off, if I'm a billionaire, I'm gonna spend whatever I can to get the highest tech stuff anyway.
I wonder if he tested it before.
Nope. So at least from what I've seen is that they didn't go through all the safety certifications that they're supposed to.
Ooh.
They didn't basically it was unsafe. Like they didn't check all the boxes to meet it. And tickets were $250,000
To die. It's cool suicide.
And it's just like, really?
Yeah.
And then you sit there and you go and they start to put the word out, and so now they have 5 people. It's a billionaire's son, and then they just found where they lost contact like 15 minutes after.
Wow.
You think you're going that far.
So did they get stuck or what?
Well, you don't know.
Oh.
No one really knows.
And
so,
let's watch the documentary that came out while they were still alive.
They went 2 miles down, and from what they saw, they think that they just hit a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
And they found like debris of the
That
submarine.
fucked them up probably.
And so.
And then you said just 3 minutes before this, and by the way, today is that we're filming is the June 22nd. They passed away, like confirmed. They found them.
Yeah, they didn't find the bodies yet, but they found the debris of the submarine.
And you know what's nuts? Literally before that, I found out either last night or earlier this morning that there was a documentary.
Yeah, dude,
being made and coming out already.
That's weird.
It's money, bro.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
It's sketchy. I'm probably still gonna watch it. So, dude, that's not. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Hindenburg.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a bunch of rich people who was like, "Oh, this is a new thing. You can go up first flight, bam, everyone dies."
Yep.
Nuts. Was that the first for the Titanic though? Like the first time they went
I
around?
didn't even make that connection, dude. Rich people on the Titanic.
Yeah. And Hindenburg.
And the submarine. The submarine was going to see the Titanic.
But for the Titanic, though, was that the first time it did that trip? That was my thing. Because the submarine, that was his first time. And the Hindenburg, I'm pretty sure it was the first time flying. And then it blew up. I don't know for the Titanic.
I think it was the first time
it traveled?
Like that far.
Okay, maybe. Then yeah, it's the same situation.
The biggest ship.
I know it was the biggest, and I knew it was like... Well, I watched the movie.
But there's also a conspiracy theory saying that the ship was switched and it wasn't actually a Titanic and it was another ship just renamed. But that's neither here.
According to Outer Banks, the show, I hate that show now.
Oh, God.
Have you watched it?
Dude, yes, it's crazy.
What season are you on? Are you caught up?
Oh, I've seen it all.
I can't watch season 3. I watched one episode.
It got bad.
And I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on now?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
John! Or what was it? What's that? The ring the bell? John! John May! It's like, what's up, Dad? And that's how they filmed in Outer Banks.
Yeah,
it's filmed in fucking Charleston. Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't have just done it.
Charleston's more pretty, but it's
then
not
say-
natural
then
to
say
Outer
that's
Banks.
Charleston.
Yeah, you should name it Charleston.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's, you know, Madeline Klein went to high school in North Carolina, not too far from us,
Oh, really?
like an hour or two. So I went on a Tinder date with a girl that went to high school with her. She used to bully her. And she was a mean, and I was like, yo, I could see that. So then ever since then, I was like, damn, she's not a baddie anymore. Because I used to think she was a baddie, but then now I'm like, I can't get with a
She's
bitch.
a mean girl.
Yeah, she's a mean girl. I can't do that. I don't like mean girls.
Yeah.
I like a playful mean, but I can't do mean.
Yeah, like you're mean, like it's just like why?
Yeah, there's no reason to be.
Yeah.
Someone hurt you. He been sleeping a lot, little fat ass. He slept fucking like 10 hours last night
He's like,
straight.
why are you waking me up? Leave me alone.
Oh, that's pretty fucking cute. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Griffen.
Yeah.
Peace.
No problem.
Oh, everybody get Clutch Coffee.